Every decade or so, Ferrari unveils a machine that resets expectations for what a road car can achieve. From the legendary 288 GTO to the F40, the Enzo, and the LaFerrari, each Halo model captured the spirit of its era. Now, the 2026 Ferrari F80 arrives as the latest chapter in that extraordinary bloodline, and it may be the boldest Ferrari supercar ever created. At first glance, the numbers sound almost unreal. The Ferrari F80 produces a staggering 1,184 horsepower. That is nearly twice the output of the iconic F40. The car many enthusiasts still consider the ultimate Ferrari. Yet the F80 is not simply chasing bigger numbers. Ferrari designed this machine as a rolling demonstration of Formula One technology, advanced aerodynamics, and futuristic engineering pushed to the absolute limit. Unlike the V12 engines used in the Enzo and LaFerrari, the F80 takes a dramatically different approach. At its heart sits a 3.0-liter twin-turbocharged V6 engine with a screaming 9,200 revolutions per minute redline. Ferrari chose this setup because modern Formula One cars use turbocharged V6 power, and the company believes this engine architecture represents the future of high performance. Nostalgia played no role here. The F80 exists to prove what Ferrari can accomplish right now. And this is no ordinary V6. On its own, the gasoline engine generates 888 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque. Electric turbochargers help eliminate lag, delivering instant response the moment the driver touches the throttle. Then Ferrari adds 3 electric motors. 2 sit at the front axle, providing torque vectoring and additional grip, while a third motor works between the engine and the 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. Together, the hybrid system unlocks the full 1,184 horsepower output. Performance figures become almost difficult to comprehend. Ferrari claims the F80 can sprint from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 2.15 seconds. It reaches 124 miles per hour in only 5.75 seconds. Top speed is electronically limited to 217 miles per hour. Even among elite hypercars, those numbers place the F80 in rare territory. Yet Ferrari insists that horsepower is not the car's most impressive achievement. Instead, engineers point toward the downforce figure, and it is absolutely astonishing. At 155 miles per hour, the F80 can generate 2,315 pounds of downforce. That means the car is effectively pushing itself into the pavement with more force than the weight of many compact cars. What makes this even more remarkable is the design itself. Unlike track-focused hypercars covered in giant wings and aggressive fins, the Ferrari F80 looks surprisingly clean and sculpted. Much of its aerodynamic magic happens underneath the body. The carbon fiber floor, enormous rear diffuser, and carefully engineered air channels work together to manipulate airflow with incredible efficiency. The front section of the car is especially extreme. Ferrari says the first 2.5 feet of the F80 are dedicated almost entirely to cooling and aerodynamic performance. Air moves underneath the chassis and exits upward across the windshield, effectively turning the nose of the car into a hidden wing. Viewed from below, the F80 resembles an actual race car more than traditional road vehicle. Its appearance is equally dramatic. Ferrari design chief Flavio Monzoni intentionally avoided giving the car a human-like face. There are no friendly headlights or recognizable grille shapes. Instead, the F80 wears a dark mass across the front, creating a futuristic look inspired by science fiction. It feels alien, aggressive, and unlike anything else on the road today. Of course, generating race car levels of downforce creates another challenge. At high speed, aerodynamic forces place massive pressure on the suspension system. Ferrari partnered with Multimatic to create a sophisticated 48-volt active suspension capable of adapting instantly to changing conditions. At low speeds, the ride remains surprisingly comfortable, but as velocity increases and downforce builds, the suspension automatically stiffens and adjusts ride height to maximize both stability and aerodynamic efficiency. The active rear wing also plays a major role. Interestingly, drivers cannot manually deploy it. Ferrari believes the car itself always knows the optimal aerodynamic configuration. Once speeds climb beyond 37 miles per hour, the system raises and adjusts the wing whenever extra downforce is needed. When maximum speed becomes a priority, the wing retracts for lower drag and improved efficiency. Inside the cockpit, Ferrari debated whether the F80 should become a single-seater like a Formula One machine. Ultimately, reality won. Customers spending millions of dollars still want to share the experience with another person. The result is an unusual two-seat layout with subtle asymmetry. The driver sits slightly farther forward in a fully adjustable seat, while the passenger position is mounted farther back directly onto padding integrated into the carbon fiber tub. Ferrari says the design emphasizes the driver-focused nature of the car while still allowing room for a companion. Space remains extremely tight, however, especially for taller passengers. Another fascinating detail involves the wheels. Ferrari engineers wanted lightweight carbon fiber wheels, while designers insisted on an elegant five-spoke appearance. Creating carbon fiber wheels strong enough for the immense forces generated by the F80 proved incredibly difficult. Because of this complexity, Ferrari abandoned center lock wheels and instead chose a traditional five-lug setup. Surprisingly, engineers determined center locks would not improve performance anyway. The hybrid system also introduces an intelligent feature called boost optimization. On a racetrack, the F80 can map the circuit and automatically deploy maximum electric power exactly where it provides the greatest performance advantage. Since the battery pack is relatively small at 2.3 kilowatt hours, the system carefully manages energy usage to deliver the fastest possible lap times. Ferrari also understands that advanced hybrid technology raises long-term ownership concerns. Batteries eventually degrade, especially over decades of use. To address this, Ferrari launched a program called Ferrari Forever. The company promises to supply replacement high-voltage batteries far into the future, ensuring halo cars like the LaFerrari and F80 remain functional for generations. Hypercar. It stands as Ferrari's declaration that performance, innovation, and emotion still matter in an increasingly digital automotive world. The Ferrari F80 is not trying to imitate the past. It is not attempting to recreate the F40 or chase retro nostalgia. Instead, it pushes Ferrari into the future with hybrid power, active aerodynamics, advanced electronics, and engineering that borders on science fiction. Whether admired for its unbelievable speed, radical design, or Formula One-inspired technology, one thing is certain. The F80 proves Ferrari still knows how to build a machine capable of redefining the limits of performance. For enthusiasts, that may be the most exciting part of all. In an era when many performance cars are becoming quieter, heavier, and increasingly disconnected, the Ferrari F80 feels unapologetically intense. Every surface, every vent, every electric motor, and every suspension adjustment exists for one purpose: making the driver feel closer to the experience. Ferrari could have built a comfortable Grand Touring hybrid with massive power and luxury features. Instead, it created something wild, experimental, and deeply emotional. The F80 demands attention not only because of its price or rarity, but because it represents the absolute edge of automotive engineering in 2026. It is a car shaped by Formula One thinking, powered by technology developed at the highest levels of motorsport, and wrapped in a body that looks ready for another planet. Decades from now, people will almost certainly look back at the Ferrari F80 as one of the defining supercars of its generation. It announces Ferrari's future loudly, fearlessly, and with enough performance to shock the entire automotive industry.